What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at this brand new 2022 Ram 1500 Laramie. Huge shout out and thank you to Feeney, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram for providing this new truck for today's video. Definitely check out their website linked down below. And the model that we're looking at today is a crew cab finished off in diamond black crystal, has the customer preferred package 27H and an MSRP at $59,700. Underneath the hood, this Ram utilizes a 5.7 liter naturally aspirated 8-cylinder engine. This Hemi V8 is also paired to the eTorque system, which is a mild hybrid system. Overall, this makes 395 horsepower and 410 pound-feet of torque. The engine is also paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission and sends the power to the rear wheels. However, we do have a 4-wheel drive transfer case. And with a curb weight around 5,400 pounds and running on a 23-gallon fuel tank, you can expect 18 miles per gallon in the city and 22 out on the highway. The overall length is 232.9 inches with wheelbase at 144.5. Height comes in at 77.6 with width at 82.1 inches. And then for some off-road capabilities, breakover angle comes in at 20 degrees with approach angle at 19 degrees. Departure angle is 25 degrees, and then minimum ground clearance is 8.5 inches. This engine and transmission configuration is also pretty tough. It can handle towing up to 8,000 pounds, and then it even has 1,650 pound payload capacity. If we go ahead and take a look at the exterior styling with this Ram 1500 finished off in black, it looks like a really tough truck, especially with mostly everything blacked out along this body. You can see the LED headlights finished off with chrome housings, and there's even LED daytime running lights in the top and lower portion of the headlight surround. They have a really nice look sunken into the bodywork, and you can see how this gloss black grille surround goes all the way around the headlights and then towards the center. Ram is written out right in the center, finished off in chrome, and then you can see horizontal slots all within the grille. The grille is massive to allow a ton of cooling to the engine, and you get a lot of body contours all throughout. The lower portion of the metal bumper also has LED fog lights, and it is all painted to match body color. We have parking sensors up front as well, and then we get a lower air dam to improve efficiency when needed. I really like all of the lines within the front end of a Ram. It's definitely a tough looking truck, and especially in the center portion of the grille, you can see how the hood even dips down into it. There's a really sharp line running through the center of the hood to the power dome design, and then you can also see sharp lines on the left and right side. We get some heat extraction vents up top with 1500 Hemi eTorque, and then you can see on the front portion of the hood there's more vents to really give it an aggressive design. And then moving towards the side profile, the 5'7" bed and the crew cab has a really proportional design. I love all the proportions. If we take a look at the wheels now, we get a set of 20-inch wheels in all 4 corners. They're a 5-spoke design with a 2-tone color, machine silver and metallic gray. Then we get a set of body color fender flares in all 4 corners as well to really give it a nice stylish appearance. There's a sharp line running through the side profile up top that cuts its way through the doors and into the bedside. And then we get a chrome Ram logo in the front portion of these doors. We get a set of body color door handles and then body color mirror caps with an integrated LED turn signal into them. You can also see all black trim around the windows to blend all of the glass. And then moving towards the rear, the bedside has a sport decal on the back and then a nice bulge around the fender to make it look a little bit wider. The Ram 1500 is definitely a good looking truck. I like all the clean lines all throughout this side profile. And then as we make our way to the rear, we get a set of LED taillights with a Ram logo right on the side. They're all integrated with a nice housing color. In back, we have your 4x4 badge to the right, a massive Ram logo right in the center, finished off in chrome. We get Laramie to the left, then your handle up top with a backup camera. And then moving down, you can see all the contours within the tailgate, and then an integrated dual exhaust all within the steel bumper. I love how you get steel bumpers all around, finished off in the body colored. You get parking sensors, trailer hitch right in the center, and then all the connections on the right side of the license plate. So there's a good look at the exterior with the Ram 1500 Laramie. Really nice truck, finished off in black. It's super clean looking. We have Ram's key fob, got a big Ram logo on it, and some cool aluminum colored accents to it. I can go ahead and lock the truck, and then double tap on the engine start stop. You can hear it already turn on. And then the V8 will roar to life. I love the exhaust tips too. So then just pressing the button once, we can shut the engine back off, And then walking up to it, just grabbing the door handle, it'll automatically unlock and we can check out the interior. This particular spec gets a black leather interior with silver and gray accents all throughout it. If we go ahead and take a look at the door panel now, finished off in black, and we also get a few different colors and materials all around. We get contrast stitching up top, a cool trim piece, then some aluminum colored. We get your release handle with your memory seating, and then some micro suede in here as well. You get some leather on the armrest with a lot of good padding and more contrast stitching, your grab handle up front, all of your window controls and mirror controls, and then a little bit of storage, and then a ton more storage and cup holders down below. Part of the audio system with some nice trim. We get RAM on this aluminum colored door sill, and then all of your power controls are on the left side of the seat, and I really like more of the silver accent. Moving to the sides of the seat, you can see the gray piping with gray stitching. You get the smooth black leather with a little bit more of this micro suede, all perforated leather right in the center with a really cool design. You can see all the micro suede leading its way up the backrest. Really cool textures in it. I love the piping. Then you even get Laramie stitched up top with more of the suede, and then a really nice bit of two-tone stitching, and then the piping. Spinning around to the steering wheel, finished off in black leather with more aluminum colored accents. And then now inside the Ram, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. Taking a look at the gauge cluster now, we have an analog tach over on the left with your engine temperature, then your speedometer and fuel to the right. Right in the center, this is a full LCD display, and you can control it using the dial over on this left side of the steering wheel. If we look right now, we have your miles per hour, and then you can scroll down and see vehicle information. Within this, you can go left and right and see all the different informations that'll come up, see all sort of the engine vitals and things like that, which is great to be able to monitor pretty much everything in your truck. Continuing down, you have fuel economy that will come up with 2 of your trip informations. Then we also have more trip info. You have your start stop. You have some trailer and towing settings that you can scroll through. Then you can continue down into your audio settings, messages, and then the screen setup. So I really like all the different things you have in the center of these gauges. Taking a look at the steering wheel now, you have all your cruise control settings over on the right side. You have a gear limit icon over on the bottom, then even some audio controls for your cell phone. We have controls on the back side of the steering wheel for volume, and then on the left side you can see the stock for the turn signal as well as the wiper blades. On the left side of the actual steering wheel now, we have all of your controls for your headlights, interior dimming, and you can automatically adjust your pedals. And then we have one of the air vents on the left, some cool contours and stitching along the centerpiece. And then moving our way through, we have part of the Alpine audio system, a USB port, and a little bit of storage. And then on the far right, you can see more of the stitching. You get a Laramie logo in this upper portion. You can press that, and this is actually a double glove box. So really cool to have that functionality. And then moving towards the center to look at the infotainment screen, this particular spec does not have that massive screen that fills the whole dash and other ones, but we still get a really nice screen here with a lot to offer. You can see a 2-screen setup right now. You can swipe over and add a few more, so I like the configuration. You can also tap this icon for your radio, that'll come up. We have all of the climate controls, very easy to read and see. You have your fan speed, you can adjust, and then even swiping this up and down, you can control your temperature. And then tapping this top icon right here, you can adjust your heated seats and steering wheel, as well as the ventilated seats. You can see how everything is. You can go under your cell phone integration, then tapping the vehicle. You have all sorts of different settings that you can scroll through to see everything, display, pretty much everything that you need. Going under your camera, you have a few settings for that. Then you also have an apps icon over on this right side. You can adjust quite a lot. You can even adjust how you'd like your favorites to work and kind of different shortcuts that are all within the screen. If we go ahead and put this truck into reverse now, your backup camera is going to come up. You have a really HD view with guidelines, and as I turn the steering wheel, you can see how the guidelines change. And then taking a look at these toggles up here, if we hit the plus icon, you can see your trailer hitch, which is a really cool view. Going back into park now, we also have your volume control over on the left with hazards, a screen off button, and then a browse select for the tuning for the radio. We have manual controls for all the climate controls right in the center with the heated and ventilated seats and steering wheel, dual zone temperature, all of your different zones and fan speed come up. Down here we have some really nice toggles for traction control. You can turn that on and off. You have a tow and a haul mode, then the parking sensors front and rear. We have your trailering and rear braking system, then some USB ports down below with a little bit of storage. Then pressing this button, we can pull this all the way back, We have a really cool area where you can pop your cell phone and just lock it into place securely. And we have a ton of space in this center console, as you can see. Then if I go ahead and pull this all the way back up, we have the cup holders, an area for some change, and some nice trim all around it. More of the black leather, massive RAM logo all stamped into it, and then you get a little bit of contrast stitching. If I go ahead and grab one of these handles, you can open this up and see the rest of the storage area. So you can utilize this whole area for storage, which is really cool, and you can see how this gets in and out of the way. And then on the underside of this, you have all these different measurements and things like that. So if you're gonna be using this as a work truck, you have a little bit of things to help you with that. We have two different buttons up here. If I grab the upper one, this will open up to reveal a nice amount of storage space. And then taking a look back over here, the traditional glove box opens up, and we have a lot of storage space in here, as you would expect. So RAM did a really good job, really maximizing the storage. And then a full look at the interior, the way everything is laid out. Underneath your gear selector, you have all your four-wheel drive, as well as your auto start stop feature. Really good layout for this truck. I think Ram's done a great job just keeping these nice and modern. And then moving to the rear seat space, I can open up this door. Being the full crew cab, this opens up at like a 90-degree angle, really gives you a ton of access to enter the truck. The rear door panel is finished off just like we saw up front with all the same materials and even the storage. And then the back seats have all the piping, the contrast stitching, micro suede, perforated leather, smooth leather. So really nice attention to detail to give the back end the same design. This is a 3-person bench row back here. We get some storage on the backs of these seats, and then quite a few different amenities. We have 2 cup holders up top, different climate control vents, a bunch of USB ports, and then a 3-prong outlet. Then if I go ahead and grab the base of the seat, I can lift it up and lock it into place, and you can see just how much more storage space we'll have with both of the seats folded up especially. And then right here, this is a really cool aspect. We can open this, and we have some hidden storage space. This will actually go down about a foot, as you can see, and even on this upper portion, we have a ruler in inches, and then one right here in centimeters. So this is gonna be a fantastic work truck. You really have a lot of goodies that you can use on the day-to-day basis. So sitting now in the backseat of the Ram 1500, this is a pretty roomy truck. I'm 5'11", and I have quite a lot of headroom. It goes up a few inches above my head, and there's even speakers in the ceiling, which is a really cool touch. I have the driver's seat set at my height, and there is more than a foot of knee room here, and my feet have a ton of space. Definitely a great truck if you're going to use this for work or for the family. You have a really good armrest over on this left side, and then right in the center, you can pull this lever and pull this entire seat back down. That is a really cool way they've done it. You can see the 2 cup holders right here and their own storage area right in the center to make this a super usable truck. And we can just grab this, put it back into place. I really like how that's laid out rather than just being a little piece in the center. You have a power sliding rear glass in here. And then like I said, we get some amenities. There's a handle in the front of the seat, and I can actually slide this forward a few inches comparing it to the other seat, as you can see. And then to take a look at the bed space, the key fob has a button that you can double tap. It'll automatically open up for easy access. We get a full painted bed liner in here. Then there's even a hook on each corner for added security when adding something into the bed. The tailgate itself doesn't weigh too much, and with one hand, I can easily close it up. All right, guys, we are setting off now in the 2022 Ram 1500. It's a pretty nice truck so far, and up until this point, I've only actually ever driven the TRX and the Rebel. So driving more of a mid-ground trim level, some good luxury, some good style, and you still get obviously some off-road capabilities. It's a pretty cool truck to test out. We got a big power plant in here, giving it some gas right up to speed without even thinking. And the power delivery is super sharp, especially with the transmission. You don't even feel the gear changes. So right now we're wrapping up with a really bad road, hitting some bumps in it. The suspension seems to absorb them pretty well. It is a stiffer vehicle. Of course, being a truck that's going to be able to tow a lot, you need it to be a little bit stiffer to not have too much body roll and things like that when you are towing a heavy trailer. But back on a normal road now, getting my bearings with it. I like all the different power settings with the seats. You can really get this truck into a comfortable seating position. You're nice and high up. You have a good view over the traffic, and I love the view over the front. You see the massive part of the hood. Jeeps and Dodges, I really like the power dome design for the hood, the huge center portion that's raised up. It's a good view from up here, huge windshield, and you can actually even see those front vents in the hood. but all of the mirrors do a really good job letting you see what's behind you. And then over your right and left shoulders, there's pretty much no blind spots. Most trucks are like that. You have a really good view out. But armrests are in a great place, nice and wide. So I think a lot of different body types can fit here really comfortable. You know, if you're gonna use this as a work truck, you know, you gotta be able to fit comfortably in it, especially for long driving. So work truck, family truck, I think this can definitely do that. When you hit the brakes, being a mild hybrid system, I'm not 100% sure on this, but it feels like there's some brake assist to where it helps slow down the truck. I'm noticing that quite a lot with this. It's pretty cool. And then getting up to some speed again, this V8 really does have some power, especially down low, and that's up to about 50. The transmission does kind of ring it out a little bit. I wasn't flooring it or anything. It got up to about 4,000 RPM, but I think with the big V8, you know, the Hemi, pretty legendary motor, and the mild hybrid, it's a really good blend to just get rid of any little flat spots within a naturally aspirated engine's power band, just get you up and going. That's really cool to see. All right, so now switching over to POV, getting our bearings, I'll give it a little bit of gas. So you can see how it revs up to about 4,000 when kind of quarter throttling it. But nonetheless, you know, right up to speed, not stressing the engine at all. Really good ride quality overall. While I said it's a little bit stiffer in the suspension to handle towing and things like that, the actual bumps absorption is really nice. It takes the edge off of any little bump, and it's not really too noisy in here. You know, pretty good wind noise, road noise quality. And then as you can see with the visibility, really good view out. I love the hood. Ram definitely does a good job making something cool to look at while you're cruising. Just gives you the sense that you're in something pretty cool and big. But great visibility like every truck. But definitely a nice interior layout. I do love how you have so much storage. I think other trucks need to take that and take note, because in a truck like this, you know, if you're going on a family trip, even daily driving or working out of this truck, you need storage, and the more storage, the better. And then even with those little pieces in the back, that was a cool touch. You can see an eco indicator up there, and when you let my foot off the brake now, hitting the brakes a little bit, it really does slow down. So braking is fantastic, and I can imagine when you are towing a heavy trailer or even have the bed all weighed down, that's going to really help you out, because obviously you need to stop something that weighs quite a lot. And then getting back up to speed now, we do have the auto start stop feature, which I'll go ahead and turn that off. But then last thoughts about the Ram 1500, really solid truck overall. I don't really see any complaints or downsides with it. You can really spec one of these to do pretty much anything you want, going all the way up to a 6-figure TRX, you know, big old supercharged motor if you want that aspect, or if you don't need quite that much power, get a Rebel. If you want some luxuries, you know, you have a Limiteds, things like that. If you want kind of middle ground, this one is definitely where it's at. Then you have more basic ones if it's just strictly a work truck, or if you just want an inexpensive tow vehicle. So really can't complain with it. Definitely a good use of materials and just a nice truck to be in. So I think that is then it for the 2022 Ram 1500, the Laramie Crew Cab. Definitely a sweet truck all around. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for plenty more content. And then a big shout out and thank you to Feeney, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram for providing this truck for today's video. Definitely check out their website linked down below. So that is it, guys. I will see you in the next video.